Okay, turn it off. That's all we can afford.
What's going on, guys? Steve here. Today we're going to be reacting to some hot takes on Threads. How do I communicate this? The DJ community on Threads is pretty toxic. I'm just going to put that out there. I cannot lie to you guys. I'm going to be very open and honest. There's a lot of toxic positivity on there, a lot of crazy hot takes, a lot of unsolicited opinions that are frankly terrible. I found some that are good, bad, ugly, divisive, and I figured we could just check them out. There are DJs in smaller markets that are way better than some of the DJs holding residencies in major nightclubs in big markets. The smaller market DJs often get overlooked because the people who can put them on don't think that they are qualified or that they have nothing to offer them. My advice to you, focus on building your brand and online presence. It will take a little longer, but the connections will end up finding you, and you won't have to kiss anybody's peach to get a spot. I think this is great advice. And honestly, this is something I started doing. I made a conscious decision this year to stop reaching out to people, following up over and over and over and over and over about booking and signings and opportunities. Not because I'm just a quitter and don't want to try and follow through with people. From my experience in music, it's very obvious to tell when somebody's just stringing you along and they don't take you serious. So I don't see the value in going back and forth, asking constantly and constantly over and over and over and over. And people tell you, oh, send us an email, send us a DM, text me. Oh, we'll see. And then you literally see the same people just eating and eating and eating and eating every single weekend. So it's like, all right, it's obvious you guys are playing games here and you don't take me serious. Personally, I put way more effort into making better songs, making better content. This is great advice. You can smack your head on a glass ceiling a lot of times in music, but to avoid that, you can just create your own platforms, build your own community, put on your own events, and just do your own thing so you don't have people policing you and trying to tell you, no, you're not good enough for this, you're not good enough for that. Just do you. This is just the reality of the music industry, especially with DJing now. You really need connections and a bunch of followers. Not all the time, but in a lot of spaces, they're definitely connection and follower based. Somebody wants to be different in the comments. Somebody said that's absolutely incorrect. If you think you're talented enough to DJ in big cities, then your skills should show. This is clearly rage bait. This has got to be rage bait. There's no way this guy is serious. First off, I don't think that you should be competing and comparing yourself to anybody, period. I do agree with the original post that people who have less followers or they're not as famous or they're from smaller communities can get slept on. I've experienced that firsthand. It's true. This guy's clearly trolling and coping super hard. Like, just because you're from a small city doesn't mean you suck. Your social media engagement and your location on the map have absolutely nothing to do with your ability and skill. There's no way this guy is serious. Also, I don't think you have an ego just because you're a musician who wants to perform. This is a pretty wild narrative that I see very often, that people who want opportunities and they may be getting tripped up along the way, they communicate that, and then everybody's like, oh, you have an ego and you're not as good as you think you are. Like, no, bro. Like, there's people in this industry who really will tell you no just because they can. It's not because you think you're so special and you're so important and you're so cool and nobody else gets it. Like, nah. Some people in music are just really scummy. Honestly, only one person liked his post. It was probably him, and he had a bunch of comments and people were chewing him up. So obviously nobody agrees with that. Unpopular opinion: book a DJ for their music selection and skill, and not because of their social media presence. I know times are tough and bodies equal money at the party, but like, let's keep the spirit alive. I agree 1,000,000,000%. I think that merit and ability should matter way more than social media presence. I understand that social media is marketing and it's replaced TV and radio, billboards. I totally get that you should put yourself out there, but I think it's a problem when we have reality stars and pro athletes and all these people who just have followers and no musical ability getting more shows booked than actual musicians. I agree, this is a huge problem in music. I've experienced this firsthand where I get slept on and rejected over follower count. I know a lot of other people who have experienced the same thing, but that's just how it is now. I say it all the time, music has become this get viral or get lost type thing. Like, you really just have to spam a bunch of content and hope something takes off and people finally take you serious. That's really what it is. If you're seeking bookings or signings and opportunities, that's what it's come to. I will say, and I hate to do it, but to throw the clubs, the festivals, and the record labels some bail, yeah, I think this is a scummy practice, just only caring about likes and followers, but it's this way because of the fans. I've spoken on this a lot, but ever since the pandemic, most people only go to events and leave the house for work or for somebody famous. This is the real reason why the industry presses so hard about, you gotta be verified, you gotta have a bunch of views, you gotta have a bunch of likes, because people really only show up to see those people. I know there's gonna be somebody in the comments trying to be different. Oh, I support all my friends and they only have 50 followers. That's cool. Shout out to you. That's genuinely amazing. I think more people need to do that, but you are in the minority. Most people aren't supporting their friends, local artists, local bands, local venues like that. That's why the industry cares so much about followers. This is why I encourage people to stop caring about the numbers, because it has nothing to do with anything anyways. We'll see people getting put on because of their talent and ability more if the people cared about that more. I love a DJ who doesn't repeat songs during their set. Recently, I went to a spot and I saw a DJ do this for the first time. Honestly, I was tripping out. This guy was playing a 1-hour set and he ran through like the same couple songs about 3 times within the hour. I kind of caught myself like, wait, didn't I just hear this like 10 minutes ago? And then it went into the same exact transition and the guy just looped his set over. I don't recommend that. I can see if you play like a hot new track at the beginning of the night when it's kind of slow, and then maybe you want to play it again when it's packed after midnight. Cool. I can understand doubling back for maybe one song, maybe 2 hours apart with a whole different crowd of people in the room. Burning through your set 3 times within an hour is wild. You need more tracks. I really don't want to judge people and tell people what to do, but if you're running through the same couple songs multiple times in 1 hour, not all night, just 1 hour, you need more music. Apparently this is pretty common if people are like actually speaking on it. We've gotten so used to artists doing the bare minimum and not being engaging or entertaining that if you show you're too talented or skilled or multi-layered, it's off-putting. What's crazy is that I've encountered this before. One time, I'm a multi-genre DJ and producer. I play different genres of music. I make different genres of music. I tried to book a show at a club in Hollywood. I compiled a playlist of different styles of music that I make to show my range. That was my intention. The person in charge of booking did not take it that way. I actually got rejected because of my range. The guy told me, oh, there's not enough house music on this playlist. And I was like, I have way more. I just wanted to show you what I'm capable of doing. This place books DJs from all across the music spectrum. In my head, I was showing my range so I could be a better fit for anything they've got. If they have anything coming up, I can fit in anything. I'm not just niche and waiting for like the one tech house guy that's coming in 8 months and maybe they'll take me serious for that one. I just wanted to throw a wide net. They didn't like that. Apparently this is a thing. Sometimes you can express it, you can do multiple things, and not everybody's going to like that. Don't change though. Never change. Be proud of what you can do. Keep on working because somebody will appreciate it. I can only speak for myself, but in the city where I'm from, a lot of the places don't take me serious even to this day. But some of the biggest DJs on the planet are in my DMs saying good job. Just keep it pushing. Not everybody's going to appreciate what you do, and that's okay. Find the people who do. Music industry discourse is drowning in privileged perspectives disguised as universal truths. Way too many people think that because they've found success that things aren't as broken as they seem. Yeah, this is one of my biggest problems with the whole music community online. People think, oh, John Summit is famous, so clearly nothing is wrong with this. Screw you. He made it. Get lost. I think the toxic positivity in like the online music DJ community is like really bad. I agree with this 1,000,000%. Not that I want to sit online and complain all day, but there's a lot of people who like try to silence conversations about better practices within the industry, or if you express that your experience in music hasn't been super positive, people just want to like tell you, oh, just post more, just post more. Shut up about it. You're not allowed to have an opinion. And it's like, bro, how does that help anybody? Not that people need to be complaining and talking about how life is so horrible, but you should be advocating for better practices and better experiences for everybody. Don't just say, oh, screw it, I'm verified, so it must be a personal problem. You have an ego, you suck, you're this and that. Like, that's not how it works. I agree with this. I don't think people should be silencing conversations about making the industry better or sharing people's experiences if they haven't been super positive. A lot of times rejection in music can feel super personal and baseless. Yeah, some people might appreciate your experience, so definitely don't shut up because some troll is yapping and barking in your comments. On the same post, this person also said, on the flip side, it's actually crazy the amount of people on this app that have commented on my music industry criticism posts that I'm doing well, so why do I care so much? Or the opposite, they immediately think I'm doing poorly if I have any problems with the industry. Why can't we just call out BS as it is? This is basically what I was saying. For some reason, people just go out of their way to try and silence these conversations, or they just make like these really baseless like troll attacks. A couple months back, I made a post where I essentially said artists shouldn't be hazed for seeking opportunities. If you're genuinely trying to sign artists or you're trying to book DJs and musicians for shows, communicate that. If you only book your homies or you don't have any room because you have too many people already asking, also communicate that. Don't put people through the ringer having them send you a billion follow-up messages that you're gonna ghost and ignore, and you gotta make them show up to this and bring 20 million people for this and come to this, and Like, don't make people jump through hoops. This is essentially what I said, and somebody jumped in my comments saying, oh, you sound really entitled. You must have a huge ego. What makes you think you're so special that you should deserve bookings? And it's like, that's not what I'm saying, bro. I'm just saying, don't be a dirtbag to people. Don't take advantage of new artists and these young kids who are trying to get on and they don't understand the industry. Just be nice to people. For that post, I had some troll like jumping in my comments talking all crazy. It doesn't matter to me. It's just kind of weird. Like, why not advocate for a better industry? What's so bad about that? Why would you not want the next person to have an easier road? Not that people should be handed everything, but why trip people up and argue to trip people up? It's just weird. 1,000 true followers who genuinely love your content are way more valuable than 50,000. I agree. I think more musicians and creative people should show more appreciation for the people they do have, rather than kind of stressing yourself out and pulling your hair out because you're worried about getting viral and getting verified and getting more followers and views and engagement and sales. And just appreciate the people you have. I completely understand. It's not lost on me that social media is this rat race for attention and engagement. If you want to be taken serious in industries like music, you have to be viral and verified, because that's the only way that Nabisco is going to see you and offer you money, and all these corporations are going to want to affiliate with you. I totally get it. But hey, if you only get 20 likes on a post, that's 20 people who care about you. If you only have one friend that showed up to your gig, that's one person who thought you were worth their time. And to me, that means a lot. Definitely be grateful. Don't stress yourself out over the numbers. I totally get it. They matter way more than they should, but be thankful for the people you have. I guess that's it for this one. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. I'm sure somebody will. As always, I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one.